on, guys? This is Limitless, and today I'm going to be making a video on ranking all of the Halo games. Just before I get into this, I just want to thank you guys so much for all of the support lately. We've reached over 300 subscribers, and I know that's not a lot, but I'm still getting like a ton of comments from you guys, and I'm trying to answer as many questions for you guys as I can. I just saw that my World at War video for installing custom zombies is like near 15,000 views, which is absolutely crazy. And yeah, I just wanted to basically thank you guys for all the support lately. But going on with this video, I'm going to be ranking all of these Halo titles, and I guess I'll just start with Halo Reach, and we'll basically just go left to right. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to put Halo Reach as an S tier, because Halo Reach is just phenomenal in terms of like its campaign, firefight, the multiplayer. Even though like the core gameplay of Halo Reach is quite different from like the first 3 Halo games, it's still like pretty innovative, and it's like just so much fun to play, especially with friends. As for Halo 2, this would also be an S tier, and same for Halo 3. I feel like Halo 2 just has some really simple but fun mechanics and gameplay, and the same thing with Halo 3 since it's the next game. I feel like Halo 3 has the best multiplayer, but Halo Reach and Halo 3 are kind of like neck and neck in my opinion with multiplayer. And in terms of like the campaign and even like Forge, like I'm pretty sure Halo 3 was the first game to have Forge mode, which was like a huge thing for me, because when I started playing Halo 3 and I was a kid, I felt like so cool that I could just like go into a sandbox map and just put like a bunch of random stuff and weapons. So Halo 3, in my eyes, just has so many core gameplay modes that are just so rememberable. Now, as for Halo 5, I've actually never played Halo 5. Essentially, I've heard that Halo 5 is kind of like a mixed bag with all the Halo games beside it, and I've heard a lot of people say it's really good, a lot of people say it's really bad, but over time I've seen the game get progressively better, and a lot of people now like it more than when it first came out, because I guess the game when it first came out had a lot of issues. But on the Halo Wars 2, actually let's do Halo Wars 1 first. I feel like this game should be put in A, because I feel like Halo Wars is just, it's different from the other Halo games, but in terms of like all of the strategy games ever made, I think it's a pretty solid game. It's not perfect by any means, but it is a lot of fun, and it does take a little bit of a learning curve, and it's somewhat the same thing with Halo Wars 2, but I feel like Halo Wars 2 is a little bit like under the first Halo Wars game, and there are a lot of things that Halo Wars 2 does better. Like Halo Wars 2 has like almost 20-ish leaders that you can pick from. Halo Wars 1 only has about 6, I think. But if you look at like the gameplay and like just the overall look and feel of the game, they're both like pretty different, and they're both strategy, but I feel like Halo Wars 1 accomplishes the strategy genre much better. Now, as for Spartan Assault, I've never played that. I've also never played Spartan Strike, but I do know that these 2 games are closely relatable to like the Halo Wars genre. So I figure if these 2 games are pretty similar to that, I would most likely put them in B or C somewhere. As for Halo Combat Evolved, the first Halo game, I think I would put this in the A tier, because Halo 1 Even though this was not my first Halo game, I believe Halo 3 was my first. I feel like Halo 1 is just so like rememberable and like nostalgic, even though it's probably the most basic, most simple version of Halo that you'll find. It's still like just that nostalgia, and like having the ability to play with like other people in multiplayer was also a huge thing for this game. And I don't know, I just feel like this game was not as good as Halo 2 or Halo 3. I just feel like it was a little bit under. As for Halo 3 ODST, I think I would put this in the S tier. Yeah, either the S tier or A tier. I feel like this Halo game was perfect to come out like right after Halo 3, because ODST was kind of like a different look at Halo 3 and just kind of like a different storyline that happens within Halo 2 and Halo 3. And Halo 3 ODST, I believe, was the first game to have firefights, which was a huge thing, which is kind of just like, if you ever played like Gears of War, it's kind of like horde mode, where you're just fighting like waves of enemies. And when that first came out in ODST, I know that was like a huge deal for a lot of people, because that was something a lot of people wanted for a long time. And I feel like they did Firefight actually the best out of all the Halo games. As for Halo 4, I didn't necessarily love Halo 4, but I feel like Halo 4 would probably be in the B or C tier. It's not a terrible game, but just kind of like Halo 5, a lot of people had a mixed bag to say about Halo 4, because Halo 4 and Halo 5 are much different Halo games than the first three Halo games, basically because Bungie, after Halo 3, ended up leaving, and I believe 343 Studios took over after that. And so, I don't know, I feel like Halo 4 just wasn't that great of a game, because it changed what Halo 3 had and just made it completely different, and made it kind of like a Call of Duty game where you can create classes, and that just wasn't exactly a thing that was ever in Halo before. And as for Halo Fireteam Raven, I've actually never played this. I don't even know exactly what this is. I'm not sure if this is a game. It kind of looks like a comic book, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that is. But yeah, I think this is my finalized tier list for all the Halo games. Even though I have not played these 4 titles, I still feel like out of all the titles, most of them do pretty well, especially the early Halo games, but not so much like the later games. I feel like a lot of people just don't like the newer style of Halo because it's too like relatable to Call of Duty and some of the FPS kind of games that are coming out. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the video. If you guys agree with my tier list, please leave it down below. And yeah, if you guys are considering playing Halo, I'd highly recommend playing probably Halo 2 first, then going to Halo 3, then ODST, and then Reach, just to kind of see how the games fall in order in terms of like the releasing. But yeah, that is it for the video, guys. If you guys have any questions, leave it down below. And yeah, thanks for watching.